this ONU and service configurations. Normally, for this part, we are not going to configure the ports, but without configuring those ports, how can the service be provided? So normally we choose this one as a router. So one service config, and you can see the left side is slot 1, pump port 1, only 1. So this, we just ignore that part. It cannot be modified. The first one, read only, name also read only. Okay, one mode. A lot of modes here. And this part, TR69, is about some auto configuration part from some integrated platform up ahead. So this time I just choose the internet. And one connection type, you can see bridging and routing. So this feature is just like the TP-Link home gateway. But the TP-Link home gateway has much more one connection types. Something like the AP type, the 3G or LTE type, and the routing type, and the bridge type. So if I choose bridging type, then this ONU is a SFU. If I choose routing type, okay, this ONU is a HGU. So if this is a HGU, that means this is not a switch. This is a router. This is a router. So if this is a router, I cannot simply ping him by the same subnetwork. I have to design different subnetworks, one for me and one for him, because it's a router. It has the LAN port and the WAN port. The LAN port represents one subnetwork, and the WAN port side represents another subnetworks. But for the default, you can see nothing here. So for the default, this works in the bridge mode. This works in the bridge mode. But for you, I've heard that, okay, the MAN mode is here and is routing mode. So, because we've already planned the service VLAN as what? As 500. So the WAN VLAN is WAN 500. And the WAN cost, no need for now. But after some years, if you start to providing some voice services or IPTV services, maybe, okay, you should configure this part, WAN cost, the priority of the layer 2. And if the router, if it works in the router mode, the router got a lot of features. That is, one is very important and frequently used is called NAT. So normally in router mode, we always enable this part, NAT. And this part, when DSP, you can see DHCP static and PPPoE. That is the IP address of the WAN. So normally, I heard that we should configure this PPPoE. And so you can see, if we choose PPPoE, this IP address and gateway is read-only. And also the DNS, master and slave, is read-only. But if we choose static, we can configure manually. If we choose the DHCP, also read-only. So this time we choose the PPPoE. Normally, when PPPoE proxy disable, we don't have the PPPoE proxy. When PPPoE username, the test, maybe Okay, the password is also test. And one PPPoE name. This name is optional, it's not essential, so I pass this part. And one PPPoE mode, we can see connect when have packets or auto connect. Normally we choose auto connect. So always connect, try to connect to the server. And QoS, quality of service enable, disable. And normally we have to configure the LAN port for this service, So this is the router. If we want all 4 ports available for the customer, okay, we check them all. Sometimes this ONU, okay, have 4 ports, but we only want users to use only 1 port, the LAN 1 port, because LAN 2 port we may plan for the IPTV service, and LAN 3 and LAN 4 for the reserved future. So reserved for the future. So just check which port that you want the user to use. This is the LAN 1, LAN 2, LAN 3, LAN 4. And this ONU also support 4 Wi-Fi names at the same time. But normally we only choose 1. This SSID 1 not linked to the LAN 1. It's quite a different path. So LAN 4 is the internet port. But normally I think here you use the first LAN port. And the SSID, normally we also always choose 1 SSID. Because 1 Wi-Fi name is enough. This VLAN mode, no need to modify here, because this time the ONU is a router. Router is the layer 3 device, but VLAN is the layer 2 feature. So layer 3 do not care about the layer 2. Layer 3, the router do not care about the MAC address, do not care about the VLAN, but the router can handle the MAC address and VLAN. So this part, no need to change. Translation value means VLAN translation, means to modify the VLAN ID, modify the VLAN. No need for now. And also QinQ, cost no need. QinQ, the double VLAN, the stacked VLAN, no need. And also DHCP remote ID, because this is the ID of the DHCP server. So last part is no need to modify, just create on device. But because of the routing mode and with some Wi-Fi features and without any PPPoE server, so we cannot demonstrate here. So this is not done for the ONU configuration. Because this is only the WAN service. Some of you may have configured the TP-Link router. That is, we have some quick wizard to do some configurations, very easy. And some of the part is about the WAN port configuration, but some of the part we missed this time. That is the Wi-Fi configuration. So let's proceed with the Wi-Fi service config. You can see the left side. Okay, a lot of things. This is good. And the AP module enable, that is the main switch of the Wi-Fi service, is enabled. That is, means Wi-Fi is enabled. And country. I think no need to change here. Because normally we do not separate those Wi-Fi signals to different countries. Just use the standard one. All over the world, it's the same. Just like, okay, my computer, I take to everywhere, I can connect to everywhere Wi-Fi. So, no need to change, just by default. And we can specify the channel. So now, this Wi-Fi, you can see the channel range from 0 to 13. The channel range is from 0 to 13. I can make a conclusion that this Wi-Fi only supports 2.4 giga. It's single band, not dual band. Do not support 5 giga band, 5 gigahertz band. That this ONU is only the single band ONU, but it's enough for us because the maximum bandwidth is 300 mega for us. It's enough for us. So we can specify the channel ID 0 to 13, maybe 8, because sometimes, okay, there's one Wi-Fi here, and there's also one Wi-Fi from this hotel. So they may use the same channel ID. So they can interfere with each other. They can affect with each other. So sometimes during this situation, under this situation,